Make it quick.
What do you mean?
I have seen you. I can give the police a 100% description. I can pick you out of any lineup. So make it quick. Don't be a fool. Breaking and entering. Caught red-handed. That's 5 to 7 years at least. And I am the only witness. You killed me and you're in the clear. Go on. Go on. Shoot!
I'm no killer.
No. No, you're not. Get out.
Hey?
Get out!
Wait, you mean he'll let me go?
And use the front door. Please. I don't want anyone seeing you climbing out of the window and calling the police.
Why?
Because you're not the man I thought you were. Now run along. Hey, sleepyhead, come on, get up. You're gonna miss the best part of the morning.
I have to get up soon. Streetless.
Another auction?
Starts at 11. You're up early.
Well, it's that kind of a day.
Your hands are all dirty. What have you been up to?
I have been doing a little bit of work around the house. You know, Cora, I wouldn't have to get up so early, darling. I mean, a house this size. It's crazy not to have a staff live in.
We did have staff Don't you remember Annie the little blonde? And the other one?
Chloe, you're paranoid, darling.
No, my definition of paranoia is imagined insult. I didn't imagine anything. I saw you.
Darling, it was Christmas and we were just having fun.
It was November. Certainly you were having fun. Both of you. But I wasn't. So until we can find staff aged enough to repel you, and yet still active enough to negotiate that long drive, we'll shut up one half of the house and do without them. Thank you for the orange juice. Hugh?
Yes, darling.
Why don't you come to the auction with me?
And why don't you spend your money? I'll see you later at the usual place.
With Paul.
What's the matter with Paul?
He encourages you.
I like a drink, Chloe.
No, not the drink. He encourages you. He's just shrugged off wife number 3 and looking for number 4. Well, I wish he'd find her and leave us alone.
The usual place, darling.
Patty.
We can always think up some excuse to give Clarissa. Say that I need moral support or something.
Paul, she just wouldn't buy it. Chloe is here. Hello, darling.
Hello, Chloe.
Hello, Paul.
Like a drink?
Thanks, a martini.
Did you have a nice morning?
Yes, but it would have been better if you'd been there with me.
Darling, I don't like auctions and you know it.
But that's how we met. Or have you forgotten? Yes, I think you have. I often did wonder just what you went there to pick up. You never did tell me.
Now, Chloe.
But it isn't the only thing you've forgotten, is it? Do you remember the things you said? The promises.
Excuse me, darling. Is it sweet or dry martini?
Dry, please.
Right.
Well, come on. What'd you buy?
A signed lithograph and a Matisse.
Well, Chloe,
As you never cease to remind me, it is my money.
Thanks very much.
Another Matisse.
Hey?
Well, that's what she bought this morning. Another Matisse, and we already have 2. Plus the best jade collection in the country. Paul, do you know there's a piece in that collection that is so well, it would fit in your pocket, all right? It is worth $50,000. That and the silver that's worth twice as much, and yet our burglary precautions are practically nil.
You don't broadcast it.
What do you mean?
Well, not here.
Why?
Now that you've got a large fortune stashed away at home, you never know who may be listening. Burglars.
Come on, Paul. A place like this, there's not a potential burglar in sight.
You never know, Hugh.
You're going out?
Yes. Yes, darling. And why not? You're obviously crashing out.
You know the trouble I have sleeping.
Sleeping, Chloe. Or looking the world, the real world in the face.
They're prescribed.
Well, so are crutches, darling. So are crutches.
Why do we keep scratching at each other? Do you want a divorce?
No. Absolutely not.
Because of my money?
No, because I happen to love you very much. Now, come on, what's all this about? Yes, I'm going out. I'm going down to the pub for about an hour to have a drink, all right?
An hour?
Yeah. What does that look mean?
There's a game tonight, isn't there?
Maybe.
There's always a poker game somewhere. Paul's place or
Well, that
somewhere.
doesn't mean I'm playing, Clory. All right. I'm sorry, darling. You're right. You're right. We've got to stop scratching at each other.
I love you, Hugh.
I'm glad to hear it.
I love you despite everything. That word, hooked, it fits me perfectly.
You're in a funny mood tonight.
Do you love me?
So help me.
And you trust me?
Of course.
But why, Hugh? Why do you trust me?
Clory, what's gotten into you tonight?
Nothing. Enjoy yourself.
You don't say.
George, right? All right. But you know what that is?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I don't know anything about it. It stands about this high, all right? The last valuation on that little piece was over 50,000.
You must keep it chained to a guard dog.
No. Our protection is all right. We've got a good solid house and doors that lock.
Yes, but all the same, I mean, these days...
You're right. You're absolutely right. One of these days, I'm going to have to put in the alarms and the bars and all the other stuff. But who wants to live in a fortress, right? You know what I mean?
Yes, but if you lost that piece of silver financially, you'd...
Peace? You think that's the only one? That place is loaded with this stuff. It's loaded. Put your hands on top of your head. Turn around. Now walk towards me very slowly. Over there by the couch. I feel like an actor in a bad western. You have broken into my house, my friend. My home.
Well, you can't shoot me for that. At least not in England, you can't.
But I am an American. The embassy gave me a pamphlet on how to conduct myself in a foreign country. True, they didn't mention shooting intruders. But they didn't mention not shooting them either. Well, Paul was right. I blabbed about the riches in this place, and I finally caught myself a burglar. You're not armed. No, where would you hide a gun? Well, I'm glad I got home early, before you had a chance to take anything. Still, breaking and entering, that's 5 to 7 years, isn't it? But that's police business from here on. Back up.
Put it down.
Now look.
Down!
That was a mistake. A bad mistake.
Fatal.
Now look. Look, this is my house. I don't think you'll shoot. Burglary is one thing and murder's another, my friend. All right, I'll tell you what. Just put the gun down and take off. Go on, take off, and I won't say anything to anybody.
What, you won't remember this face? You
That's
won't grab
right.
the phone the minute I've left?
That's right, I promise.
I am sorry.
Now just put the gun down. Put it! Ah. Let's talk this out over a drink. All right? Come on. Sit down. And that's all right. It's okay. My wife is asleep upstairs, but she takes pills. She doesn't hear anything, and there's nobody else around here for miles.
I shot you.
Yes, I know you did. And I'm delighted. But with blanks. See? You need that drink. You are just the man I have been waiting for. You know, I was beginning to feel that all the crooks over here were milk and water boys. You know what I mean? But not you. You have a nice, desperate edge. Give you a gun and you're prepared to use it. Cheers. How much did you think you were going to make on tonight's haul? Huh? Come on, how much? Come on now. You've heard me in the bars. Shooting my mouth off about paintings worth 50,000, silver worth 100 grand. Now, how much did you think you were going to make? I'll tell you. The entire contents of this place are insured for over $750,000. But you're one man. Didn't even bring a bag to carry the stuff out with, so you figured whatever you took, you would stuff in your pockets. Right? What? Some silver off the shelf over there, a couple of these pieces. At most, a couple paintings cut out and rolled up. Now, I figure a haul like that would be worth what? 200,000 on the open market. And 30,000, 35,000 tops sold underground through a fence. Yes, I know about those things. 35,000 tops. And you were prepared to kill for that. So I want to make a deal with you. I want to make you an offer you can hardly refuse. That 35,000, plus 10, plus your freedom, plus my blessing. 45,000 and a very clear conscience. What do you say? Come on, I ask you a question.
You must need the insurance money awfully badly.
Insurance? Who was talking about insurance? You're missing the point, my friend. You are missing the point. You see, you broke in here to steal, and I surprised you, and you suddenly found yourself with a gun. Now, suppose it hadn't been me. Suppose my wife had come down here and surprised you. That wouldn't have made any difference, would it? You would have killed her just like you killed me. That's what I want you to do. I want you to kill my wife. Now, come on. It's the cleanest thing you'll ever come across. You are a stranger. All you have to do is point the gun, pull the trigger, and then just get lost in the night.
What if I say no?
Then I say you're still an intruder, and this time there aren't any blanks, and I don't think you're going to say no.
Well, it would appear that I have no choice then.
That's right.
Well,
nothing tricky, all right? Keep it simple. Yes, I do know about these things.
and you've been thinking about them for a long time.
That's right. Now, we take it from the police point of view. You break in here, and you ransack the place. Now, my wife hears you. She comes down the stairs. You have found my gun. I leave it right here in that drawer. It's loaded at all times. She walks in, you panic, and she's dead. How does that sound?
Point.
Yes.
Your wife takes sleeping pills. How would she hear me?
Oh, now that's not only a point, that is the point. You see, she starts to come out of those pills early in the morning. By 4, the effect's only shallow.
4?
That's right. 4 o'clock. That's when I want you to do it. It's nearly 10 now. I'll be in a poker game from 11 o'clock on with some friends, and I probably won't get home until around 9:30 in the morning. That's when the help arrives.
And you're going to leave me here?
That's right, until 4. That's when I want you to do it.
All right, second point.
Yes.
You go off. What's to stop me just walking away?
I want to see that good right hand of yours. The glove. Take it off. Off. I think you need another drink. Hand me one of those sherry glasses from the bar. Now sit down. This is why you're not just going to run away. See, if I come back tomorrow morning and the job isn't done, then that silver is going to be missing. And I'll tell the police that I saw a man running away from here. And I'll be the best witness they've ever had. I'll be dead accurate. Then they'll find this glass with your prints on it, match them up with the record. And come on, you can't win. You can't win, my friend. You'll do it. You'll do it for that, and you'll do it for 45,000. Now, come on. Come on. You're gonna do it.
Yes, I'll do it, Mr. Bryan. But for the 45,000.
Not
Because you forced me into anything. Now, I could have taken you any time in the last few minutes, Mr. Bryant. You haven't forced me into anything.
I got lucky, didn't I? I really got lucky this time. All right. All right, so I haven't forced you into anything, but we have made a deal, have we not? Like the gentlemen we are. Now, I've got to get going. How far did you get up the stairs?
Not far.
Did you wear those gloves all the time?
Ever since I picked them up off the hall stand. They're yours.
Now, look. You can pick up this little bit of insurance anytime you want after it's over. But don't forget, 4 o'clock. No sooner, no later. And use the gun. The knife is messy, it's uncertain, and it says calculation. And this has got to be a panic killing. You broke in here to steal. And you were forced to murder, all right? It's a pleasure meeting you.
Aren't you forgetting something?
No, I'm not forgetting anything. You can collect it after I've gone. You'll find it where you found my gloves, on the hall table.
Don't you think it'd be wise now to pull out?
Oh, come on, let's play. What time is it, Brent?
Nearly 4. That's the 3rd time you've asked that, Hugh. Is something bothering you?
No, I'm just writing a book on poker. I need statistics.
Statistics?
Yeah, I want to know how much you can lose per minute. No, I left my watch at home. Nearly 4? Yeah.
Hugh, Clarissa is going to eat you alive. Do you know that it's nearly 9 o'clock?
Well, another few minutes aren't going to hurt. I'll be home by 9:30.
Yes, well, I hope there isn't going to be a great row about all this.
He's here, sir. The husband. He's just arriving.
Something funny going on here, Michael. Something darn funny. Remember what I told you. I handle it my way.
I still think it's immoral.
I'm handling it. I'm responsible.
Not only immoral, it is probably illegal, too.
You'll have to arrest me, won't you?
What's going on? What has happened?
I'm afraid it's your wife, sir.
Clarissa?
It was horrible. Such a beautiful, kind lady. I found her. All that blood.
Oh, my God.
He's the only one can help her now.
Would you take her home, please?
Chloe? Chloe, I've got to see her.
I'm afraid they've taken her away, sir.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
You can see her later, of course.
Glory. Glory.
Do you mind telling us where you've been, sir?
I've been playing cards, poker with some friends.
A bit early for card games, isn't it, sir?
Well, the games started last night. Inspector.
Superintendent, sir. Detective Superintendent Lucas. And this is Detective Sergeant Player.
Who did it?
We don't know that yet, do we, sir?
Well, you've got to have an idea. You've got to have a conclusion. I mean, surely someone heard the shots.
Shots?
Yes, I know we're fairly isolated out here, but certainly
Your
some...
wife wasn't shot, sir. She was stabbed.
Stabbed?
What made you think she'd been shot, sir?
My gun, I keep it loaded.
Yes, we found the gun.
And your license to own one, sir.
And, it's still loaded. Oh, it's nicely oiled.
And not a print on it.
Well, you're obviously a very meticulous man, Mr. Brown.
Stabbed. What about the knife? Have you found that?
No, not yet.
We're still looking, sir.
It's funny that you should think that you've been shot, though, sir.
Well, I just naturally assumed whoever broke in found the gun and then...
No one's broken in, sir. That's another false conclusion.
There's no sign of a break-in at all, sir.
Should we go from here to your card game, sir?
Yes.
What time did you leave, sir?
I left a little after 10. And I drove out to Hampstead. Yes, it was after 10. I remember hearing the news on the car radio. I got out there a little before 11, 45 minutes driving time.
You're helpfully accurate with your timing, Mr. Brown.
I just happen to remember things, that's all.
And before you left for the card game, sir?
I was here. Well, for a little while. Anyway, I'd gone down to the pub and had a couple of drinks. I got back here around 9:30 and left shortly after 10. I'm to blame.
Sir?
I'm to blame. If I hadn't gone out last night, or if I just kicked the game earlier, well, Chloe might still be alive.
Oh, why do you say that, sir?
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? I might have been here when whoever it...
You were here, sir.
What?
Your wife was stabbed between 9:30 and 10 last night, which puts you here when it happened. Right in the middle.
You think I killed her, don't you? Why? Why would I kill Chloe? I loved her. I loved her.
Look, Mr. Bryant, I think that you've got a right to know...
Michael? We need your help upstairs.
All right, if you're going to do it, let's do it and get it over with, all right?
Sir?
Well, you're going to arrest me for murdering my wife, aren't you?
Not unless you give us a signed confession, Mr. Bryant. Well, you still think I'm being immoral, Michael?
Yes, but...
But?
he's suffering.
The whole world suffers, Michael. Now, you just tell me about the but.
I don't know.
That's a copper's charm. He has to know the truth, however and whatever.
It'd help to eliminate a few if I had his too. I've got hers, and the cleaning ladies.
Well, Michael will arrange it. He'll treat him gently. Well, he is suffering.
Fingerprints?
It's just routine, Mr. Bryant. It's to help you, help us, in fact. See, it could be that someone did break in here. Good burglar doesn't always leave evidence, especially if he's been forced to use violence.
Lots of prints around this house. If we can eliminate yours,
Yeah, the rest we check out against criminal records.
you never know.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You'll, dust for prints everywhere?
All the usual places, yes.
In here?
Of course.
Just make sure you do.
Why in here particularly, sir?
Well, it may be my imagination, Sergeant, but things just seem different. I mean, those pieces on the mantel. And I'd swear this decanter was full when I left last night.
Mrs. Harper?
No, she's been with us for nearly a year now, and I've never noticed anything missing, least of all booze.
Oh, you're mistaken, sir.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe, but just the same, your man will check everything on the tray, won't he?
Oh, yes. I'll make sure he does, sir.
Superintendent.
Now, Sergeant, relax. I should be the worried one. You've got all the symptoms.
Look, Mr. Bryant.
Do you and your wife spend much time apart, Mr. Bryant?
She went to auctions, things like that.
Oh, has she been away on her own recently? A holiday alone, perhaps?
No, a couple of months ago, she went off to see about a house she was
In
going to
Devon?
buy. Yes, how did you know about that?
Darling, it really must end. Oh, must is underlined. Although I am still... Now, there's something there that I just can't read, but the lab will bring it out. Those few idyllic days in Devon are something I will never forget. But Hugh... There's something else there that I just can't read. I'll never forget you, and always in my funny way will love you, Clarissa. Now, when did you find out that your wife had a lover, sir?
I didn't.
Oh. Those few idyllic days in Devon are something I will never forget, but Hugh... But Hugh what, sir? But Hugh was very suspicious, but Hugh was jealous, but Hugh was found out.
It's ridiculous.
I'll never forget you, and always in my funny way will love you, Clarissa. Well, whether you knew it or not, your wife did have a lover, didn't she, sir?
Well,
now, are these gloves yours, sir? We found them on the hall table. Are they yours?
Yes, they're mine.
Oh. Expensive. Soft kid. Oh, silk-lined. Oh. Oh, it's a pity about this, though. It spoils them. There. Do you see, sir? Look, there's a little dark spot. I'd say it was blood, wouldn't you, sir? You are right-handed, aren't you, sir?
Okay, sir?
Yes, carry on.
All right, what happens now?
Well, I suggest that we have a little talk, as you Americans say, in depth. Oh, and down at the station. It'll be quieter there.
Are you arresting me?
No. I just want you to cooperate and to assist in our inquiries.
But that's just another way of saying you're accusing me of murdering my wife, isn't it?
I'm accusing you of nothing, sir. Certainly not of murdering your wife. I just want to talk to you a little more. Is that all right with you?
That's fine. That's perfect.
Good. You see my problem, Mr. Bryant? You were in the house when it happened. And then there's the question of the glove. Your glove.
All right. All right, but come on. Come on, Superintendent. If I am the killer, then I'm a pretty poor one, aren't I? I fix an alibi that just doesn't get me off the hook.
That's a point in my favor. You stab your wife, panic, and then dash off to get into a card game hoping that we won't be able to pinpoint the exact time of the attack. I'm theorizing, of course.
Yes, of course. Now, how can you pinpoint it so accurately?
I'm a gambling man too, Mr. Bryant. How is my ace in the hole?
You think I killed her out of jealousy?
Undeniably, she had a lover.
All right, then what is wrong with the idea that he did it? What's wrong with that? That letter was a goodbye note. It's rejection. Now there's your motive. She was brushing him off, and he refused to be brushed.
It works equally well for you, too. Rejection, the other man.
I did not know there was another man.
And that leaves you with an even stronger motive. Your wife held the purse strings, Mr. Bryant. In the event of her death, I imagine her estate would be considerable.
Look, you just find the other man. You find the other man, you find the...
Yes!
Fingerprint report, sir.
Right, let's have it.
Well, there's more than a dozen that we can't pin down. That's guests you've entertained, probably, sir. Just the same, we ran a comparison check against criminal records.
And?
Well, none of the prints belong to anyone with a record.
be in touch, Mr. Bryant.
That's it?
For the moment.
It's criminal. You're playing with people's emotions. You're breaking every...
Find that knife. Find it.
Superintendent Lucas's office. Oh, yes, Doctor. Yes, I see. Thank you, sir. It's the hospital.
Well?
The doctor reckons 11, 11:30 at the earliest. Well, you'll have to tell him.
Of course I will. Later.
He crossed me. He crossed me! Hello.
I see you got your name in the papers, Mr. Bryant. It's you. You filthy rotten. Well, you've got to be alone, Mr. Bryant. You wouldn't risk saying things like that if you weren't.
Now look, where are you? Where are you and who are you?
Where I am doesn't matter. As to who I am. I'm the boy who's got you by the throat, Mr. Bryant. I also have the knife that killed Clarissa. The knife with your prints on it, and only your prints. I'm taking very good care of them, too. Very good care to see they don't get smudged or lost or mislaid.
All right, what do you want?
What do I want? Well, I'll tell you. I was pretty mixed up about that. You see, last night, I wanted Clarissa. Because I really did love her. But then when you put your sickly deal to me, I wanted to see you sweat. I wanted to see you behind bars. Because I really did love her.
Love her, huh? You scum. You killed her. She was already dead when I came and found you last night.
I didn't plan to kill her. Scare her, maybe, but I didn't plan to kill her. At least not cold-bloodedly barter away a life like you. No. To stick you. That's what I wanted. But that was all very hot-blooded and passionate. But not anymore, Mr. Bryant. I'm thinking very cool and collected now.
All right, now listen.
Oh, you listen. You don't know my name or anything about me. My prints don't mean anything because I've never been in trouble with the law. I'm just a face amongst 10 million faces, and you'll never find me. But I can find you anytime I want. And I also have the knife. I have the evidence that could send you away forever. You still there? Hmm?
Yes, I'm still here.
Right, now listen. They'll sweat you a bit, but without the knife they can't prove a thing. And it'll all blow over and you'll inherit all that lovely money. And then you'll be hearing from me again, but this time we won't be talking about 45,000 Bryant. Unfortunately, I want it all. Piece by piece. I mean to have it all.
They've searched every inch of the grounds. There's no sign of the knife. That's the report. Superintendent Lucas, I've placed a report on your behavior in this case before the Chief Superintendent. I had to, sir. I'm sorry.
That's all right, Michael. I knew you would. You're a good cop. Not a bad fellow either. You didn't have to tell me. Now, it's nearly 11. We have a trip to make. Get a car, would you?
Hello, Paul.
Hello, Hugh. I nearly telephoned you, but I thought it best to come straight over as soon as I heard the news, which I must confess was only a short time ago. I have got the most appalling hangover. Terrible news about Clarissa. Dreadful, dreadful. I hear you've been down at the old cop shop for some time. Touch of the old third degree, I shouldn't wonder. You don't mind if I help myself to a drink, do you?
No, go ahead.
Hair of the jolly old dog, don't you know? Oh, I'm sorry, Hugh. Sorry. Didn't mean to be jocular. Clarissa and all that. One for yourself. You look as though you need one.
No, I've had too many already.
Right. Yes, just as you wish. Hugh, have they any idea who or why?
They think it was me.
Yes. Well, they would, naturally, because of the money. Not that I subscribe to that, mind you, but, Hugh, what do you think?
Her lover.
Ah, you know about that.
Are you saying you knew?
Yes, Hugh, I must admit I did. Mind you, I disapproved, and I would have told you, Hugh, but Clarissa made me swear, made me promise, and when a gentleman gives his word to a lady...
You mean you discussed it with her?
It was inevitable. And I caught them at it. Well, not actually at it, but I caught them together. It was unavoidable. We bumped into each other. We physically collided. he was coming out of their place, and I was walking down the street. My mind was on other matters. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about a rather pretty little redhead I'd met in a pub in the other night.
Coming out of his place? His place?
Well, I assumed it was his place. It wasn't a hotel, and I really can't imagine Clarissa renting an apartment in that block.
What block, Paul?
Which block, Hugh? Really? You Americans and English grammar.
All right. Which block?
Well, that old block of apartments down by the old church in Fulham. Old and seedy. The Wentworth Apartments, that's it.
I'm going to have that drink with you.
Ah, that's lovely, Hugh. Nice to see you perking up. Never say die, eh? Oh, sorry. Didn't mean it in that context. Always putting my foot in it.
Oh, your feet are immaculate, Paul. Immaculate. So you kept your promise to Chloe? You didn't tell me.
Well, I never told anyone.
You owe me the same promise.
Eh?
The same deal. Paul, I want to keep Chloe's memory untarnished. You've just got to promise me not to tell anyone what you've told me today.
All right, I promised.
Not even to the police?
Oh, least of all the dear old fuzz. They tend to look at a chap a bit sideways when he may have imbibed a soupçon too many.
To friendship, Paul. And to promises well kept.
The car's ready, sir. Well, wouldn't you have done the same?
Oh, perhaps. I don't know. I'm different to you, Michael.
Well, how different? Look, I had to make that report. What you have been doing to Bryant
Hugh Bryant is a killer. I'd bet on it. That's the difference between us, Michael. I'm a gambling man.
But I think a little does, because you see, it's one of those times.
You'll still be here tomorrow, Paul. It's not much of an alibi. But every little bit helps, old boy. Who's that?
I said, who is it?
Max Burns. That's what it says on the door. Well, at least you got a name and a place where I can find you. Now, I have no time to waste, Max. I want the knife. Where is it?
It's over there in the drawer.
Then you get it. Now, easy. Take it out of its nice wrapper and put it on the table. Blade first. Now sit down. Now, is there anything else here that would connect you with me? My name, my phone number, my address. Did you write that down? Did you memorize it?
I wrote it down, sir.
Where is it?
An address book with it.
All right. All right, I'll check this whole place out afterwards.
What do you mean, afterwards?
There is no connection between Max Burns and the Bryants. You saw to that, Max. And that was very, very clever. But too clever, because once a blackmailer, always a blackmailer. Isn't that right, Max? Well, my friend, you are dispensable. You are dispensable. So goodbye, Max. So please. It's blanks, Max. blanks. All I want to do is to see you sweat. I just wanted to stick you. See, you were going to die anyway, Max. Anyway. But not with my gun. Nothing to lead them back to me, see? Nothing to lead them back to me.
I just want to ask you one question. Just one.
It was soon after 9:30. Took my sleeping pills at 9:30.
Mrs. Bryant, you've already told us that. You haven't told us yet who attacked you.
Mr. Bryant. I thought you said that you didn't know that your wife had a lover. Max Burns. Oh, your wife told us.
Clarissa. Well, how could she possibly tell you?
That was my ace in the hole, Mr. Bryant. Your wife's not dead. She lost a lot of blood, but she's alive. And she's going to recover. I owe you an apology, Mr. Bryant.
You're in the clear, sir. Your wife has just told us that it was Max Burns who attacked her.
So you've got nothing to worry about.
You're off the hook, sir.
We're pulling him in